2005, Yakuza, for PS2. Yakuza is an action-adventure video game developed and published by Sega. The story follows Kazuma Kiryu, a Yakuza member who spent 10 years in prison for a crime he did not commit. After being released, he learns that the criminal underworld is searching for 10 billion yen that has been stolen from the Tojo clan. He comes across an orphan named Haruka who is being targeted by the clan. She is believed to have the key to their lost money and Kiryu resolves to protect her. The game takes place in Kamurocho, a realistic recreation of Tokyo's Kabukicho district. 2006, Yakuza 2, for PS2. The game is based on the former Yakuza, where Kazuma Kiryu receives a request for help from his former group, the Tojo clan, Yakuza of Eastern Japan, to stabilize relationships with the OMI Alliance group of Western Japan. Half of the game takes place in Tokyo's Shinjuku ward, most noticeably a recreation of Shinjuku's red light district, Kabukicho, renamed Kamurocho. The other half takes place in Osaka, with the fictitious Sotenbori and Shinseicho areas modeled after Osaka's respectively Dotonbori and Shinsekai districts. 2008, Ryu ga Gotoku Kenzan, for PS3. Miyamoto Musashi, after being defeated by the Tokugawa clan at the historical Battle of Sekigahara which took place on October 21, 1600, Miyamoto Musashi retired from his great swordsman life to become a modest yojimbo, bodyguard. 5 years after the battle, a little girl named Haruka comes to Gion seeking a local hitman known as Kazumanosuke Kiryu, which is actually Miyamoto's new identity. Haruka asks for him to assassinate an imposter pretending to be Miyamoto Musashi. Kiryu refuses. Then when the girl goes as far as becoming an indentured servant in an opulent Oiran brothel in order to pay the assassination mission, he accepts the one Ryo request. 2009, Yakuza 3, for PS3. Yakuza 3 takes a departure from the first two games with its choice of setting. Instead of focusing on the gritty cityscapes of Tokyo and Osaka, it switches gears and sends Kazuma Kiryu to the rural Ryukyu Islands of Okinawa, where he runs the Morning Glory Orphanage, Sunshine Orphanage, in the English PS3 version, with his adoptive daughter Haruka Sawamura, who calls him Uncle Kaz. In 2010, Yakuza 4, for PS3. Like the original game, most of the action takes place in Kamurocho, resembling Shinjuku's red light district, Kabukicho. 3 locations have been added since Yakuza 3. A rooftop area stretching across a large portion of the town, the back streets of Kamurocho, known as Rojora, and a third area known as the Underground, or Chika, which includes the city's sewers, parking lot and shopping arcades. The underground area is also known as Kamuchika, short for Kamuro Chika, Kamuro Underground. 2011, Yakuza Dead Souls, for PS3. A sudden outbreak causes the residents of Kamurocho to turn into zombies, who can bite victims to continue spreading the plague. Kamurocho is slowly quarantined when the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force is called in to contain the infection. In the wake of the outbreak, 4 men take it upon themselves to help the people of Kamurocho and find the source of the disease. Shun Akiyama, Guro Majima, Ryuji Goda, and Kazuma Kiryu, who are 4 playable characters in the game. The game is played in 4 parts, each with a certain character to play in 4 chapters, plus a 17th chapter played with Kiryu. 2012, Yakuza 5, for PS3. The game features 5 main protagonists: The main character Kazuma Kiryu plus 2 protagonists returning from Yakuza 4, namely Shun Akiyama and Taiga Saejima. And 2 new protagonists who are Haruka Sawamura and Tatsuya Shinada. For the first time in the series, the game features 5 distinct locations in Japan, Kamurocho and Sotenbori, from previous games, as well as 3 new cities: Nagasugai, part of the fictional Fukuoka, based on Nakasu; Tsukimino, part of the fictional Sapporo, based on Susukino; and Kinicho, part of the fictional Nagoya, based on Sake. 2014, Ryu ga Gotoku Ishin, for PS3 and PS4. Set in the chaotic Bakumatsu, 1853 to 1867, phase of the late Edo period, Sakamoto Ryoma is distressed resulting from conflicting pressures and uncertainty about one's self and role in the society. Being embroiled in the middle of a Tosa coup d'état and bent on finding the murderer who assassinated his mentor, Ryoma burrows himself with a hidden identity in the streets of Kyoto and joins the grim Shinsengumi. (2015), Yakuza 0, for PS3 and PS4. The game takes place from December 1988 to January 1989, in Kamurocho and Sotenbori, fictionalized recreations of Tokyo's Kabukicho and Osaka's Dotonbori areas respectively. The player controls series protagonist Kazuma Kiryu and recurring character Goro Majima, alternating between the two at predetermined points during the story. A major innovation of Yakuza 0 was the addition of multiple fighting styles for both Kiryu and Majima that can be switched in the middle of battle. (2016), Yakuza Kiwami, for PS3 and PS4. Yakuza Kiwami, it's a remake of the first game in the Yakuza series. The gameplay was improved to resemble the prequel Yakuza 0, adding more depth to the fighting system. One of the improvements was a new gameplay system called Majima Everywhere, in which rival character Goro Majima will appear frequently to challenge Kiryu to a fight. Majima will appear randomly during exploration, as well as in predetermined challenges based on the player's progress in Majima Everywhere. Defeating Majima in different scenarios will increase the player's Majima Everywhere rank and unlock new abilities in Kiryu's Dragon style. 2016, Yakuza 6, The Song of Life, for PS4. Kazuma Kiryu, after spending 3 years in prison, he emerges to find that his adoptive daughter Haruka is missing. What begins as a simple quest to learn what happened to her ends up leading him to expose dark secrets in a sleepy Hiroshima town while battling rival Yakuza, Korean Mafia, and Chinese triads along the way. Yakuza 6 does not feature any playable characters besides Kiryu himself. This game features the series' staple location of Kamurocho, Tokyo, as well as a new city, Onamichi, Hiroshima Prefecture. 2017, Yakuza Kiwami 2, for PS4. Yakuza Kiwami 2 is a remake of Yakuza 2. Similar to the previous remake title, Kiwami 2 follows the same plot structure of Yakuza 2 while adding new gameplay features and enhancements. The combat is based on Yakuza 6, though with a variety of new moves and special cinematic heat moves. A new story is added to the setting, titled The Majima Saga, features the series' recurring anti-hero Goro Majima as a playable character. (2020 and 2021), Yakuza Like a Dragon, for PS4, Xbox One, PS5, PC and Xbox Series X and S. Yakuza Like a Dragon is a role-playing video game. In contrast to previous Yakuza games that focused on the life of Kazuma Kiryu, Like a Dragon instead introduces a new protagonist named Ichiban Kasuga. After being imprisoned for 18 years only to then be betrayed by his former boss, Ichiban goes on a personal quest to become a hero, and uncover the reason for his betrayal alongside his companion.